Audiovisual translation in general is popular now, isn't it? I mean, all over Europe you can find courses. I mean, 10 years ago or 15 years ago you could have just that course, that MA held in Lille, in France. But nowadays you can find audiovisual translation courses, I think, all over Europe. As far as dubbing is concerned, I would say that the important thing in dubbing is to train the aspiring translators both in translation and dialogue writing, and especially in a couple of things. Managing oral discourse, I mean, trying to produce fresh, dynamic translations, oral discourse, which is not oral 100%, it's an elaborated oral discourse. It's in between written discourse and oral discourse. But many times, in the past especially, dubbing studios put the blame on translators because they submitted very literal translations, because they are so aware of nuances and intertexts and many other things that they didn't realize that that translation was addressed to a TV channel, and somebody would have to read it aloud, and the translation would have to seem, I mean, real oral discourse. So one important thing is training them in order that they can produce unlabored oral discourse. That's important. The other important thing is lip sync. So they have to be able, translators have to be able to rephrase sentences or to add some not relevant words sometimes, or shorten the translation some other times, so that the translation can fit into the characters' mouths. So these things are important. Translation is very important as well. I was in a talk a couple of weeks ago, and the speaker said that culture was very important for a translator. It is, but I also think that we cannot overwhelm translators saying that culture is very important and you should know that this is a trademark of cigarettes in, say, Iran, because that's impossible. We are not computers. I think it's more important than that is to know how to do research and find that this thing is a trademark of cigarettes. So I think, as far as translation is concerned, cultural references and oral register are important. As far as lip sync is concerned, the capability of changing the translation as many times as possible and finding something that fits into the character's mouth and at the same time sounds natural to all the audience, because otherwise they will switch the channel, you know. Otherwise they would say, well, I can't understand this film, it sounds unnatural, so let's watch something else. And let's not forget that dubbing, subtitling is it is an industry. It's a money-making industry. So what everybody wants is that you go to the cinema house, you like the film, or you watch a film on TV, and you do not, switch the TV channel, and that's all.